Ladies, gentlemen, manga fans, welcome to the channel. It's your boy Wes. Hope you guys have been enjoying your week. So let me bless you with this review of Kaiju number 8, chapter 72. Now I know it's a bit late, but better late than never. The next chapter of Kaiju is about a week and a half out anyway, so we're good. So last chapter left off with the Defense Force quickly taking the stage, now that number 9 has decided to make the first move in his war against humanity. First off, we have to talk about how the Defense Force is out here flexing on these streets. Director General Itami is just chilling, sitting back like, yo, we're in Japan, everyone pays their taxes, we've got the money to do this. And they launch Miss Shino Mia, the boss girl herself, onto the battlefield using a freaking railgun while she's wearing the Numbers Weapon 4 suit. And as we witness this Black Air Force energy the JDF has, Matsumoto shows that he's taking care as to how he handles the development of the number suits in the series, revealing that the Numbers Weapon suits, while having similar design features, they are not made equal. As Kikoru is blasting through the air, the pod that she's inside of falls away around her, and just as the pod is like completely removed, we see her activate an ability unique to the number 4 suit, and that ability is flight. Yes, the number 4 suit has the capability to grant its wielder access to flight. Now, a question I have is whether or not it can initiate high-speed flight on its own. Since they did deploy her using a railgun, she was already moving at a ridiculous velocity, so we don't quite know what her base mobility is in the air without the railgun buff yet. Hopefully Matsumoto explains this in detail a bit further as we get deeper into this arc. So while Kikoru is busy creating more sonic booms than Guile, we get a little more knowledge into just how great Kikoru's mother actually was. Director General Itami reveals that number 4 is the JDF's fastest weapon in their arsenal, as well as his statement that Numbers Weapon 4 is why Hikari Shino Mia, Kikoru's mother, claimed the highest Kaiju kill count than any other commander in the JDF's history. That is a big deal, because it hypes up Hikari and makes it sound like she was a problem back when she was alive. And I am going to give the Director General some pushback here and say that it probably wasn't the suit alone that made Hikari into the beast of the battlefield that she was. Obviously, the suit is a major part of her strength, but remember that the people in the suits are just as important. Without the cellular compatibility, combat experience, the training, and willpower, the Numbers weapons would be worthless, considering how many years it took them to finally find someone compatible with the number 6 suit in Reno. Put some respect on Hikari's name, yo. And by the way, I'm starting to think that Hikari didn't just get clapped by Kaiju number 6 back when they fought. With the way Matsumoto has been writing and building the legend of her character up post-mortem, I'm leaning towards something else being the direct cause of her quote-unquote death against Kaiju number 6. Maybe foul play was involved, I don't know yet, I hope not, but there is no way it was that simple. Something else had to have happened during that fight. So getting back to the subjugation that Kikoru is on her way to, the JDF look like they're struggling to stall some of the Kaiju that are pulling up. And in the middle of the scuffle, one of the foot soldiers gets radio comms, and the next thing we know, he's gathering all of the other troops in order to evacuate the area. Now, this man clearly knows what's up. In fact, they all do, because everyone is just booking it out of the fight. I mean, they retreated so fast that the Kaiju are just there like, hey, where y'all going? And one of the Kaiju is looking around like, hey yo, y'all smell that? I think I smell a whooping coming. And in a flash, we see Kikoru raining down hell on the Kaiju using her falling thunder technique that we first saw her use back in, I believe it was chapter 26. I enjoyed the fun dialogue and banter between Kikoru and Narumi, with him calling her his dumb disciple and him her moronic master. Narumi gives her 10 minutes to wipe out the kaiju in her area, and Kikoru is like, light work, I'll do it in 5 minutes, and proceeds to wreck every kaiju in the area like they are level 1 trash mobs in an RPG game. Homegirl is moving so fast that the troop members nearby can't even provide support because they can't even keep up with her movements. So they all decide to switch to freeze rounds and focus on freezing the kaijus in place. And the moment they freeze a kaiju, it's already over. Like, Kikoru turned that kaiju's neck into a whole zigzag. Our girl is chopping heads like it's the 1700s out here. Yo, she is making these kaiju look like sacks of water with how quickly she's busting them open. And Itami is still back at base chilling, watching this all go down, and makes an observation that Kikoru's offensive strength comes from her father, or reminds him of her father, while her speed reminds him of her mother, signifying that she has the combat traits of both of her late parents. One criticism I have with this chapter is that I wish Matsumoto would have written the fortitude level of the 3 kaiju that Kikoru took down, just to put into perspective how much of a leap in strength that she has now that she's wearing a numbers weapon. During the fight, one of the troops remarked that she was fighting near captain level. Based on the power scaling in this series, we know that if a kaiju has a fortitude level of 6.0 and above, then it is considered a base monster class kaiju, while those with a fortitude of 6.4 or higher are the only ones considered for subjugation by whoever holds the rank of captain or vice captain. The strongest kaiju that Kikoru has taken out alone so far has been between fortitude level 6.1 and 6.3. So I just wish we had a better idea of how strong those 3 kaiju were supposed to be. So after Kikoru defeats all of the kaiju, Vice Commander Hasegawa checks in over comms to see how the Chofu airport is handling the kaiju invasion, and Mina quickly cuts him off and is like, oh, that? Yeah, don't worry about that. And we get one of the biggest cliffhangers in recent memory. We see Okonogi bringing another numbers weapon suit online for deployment, and it is none other than Soshiro Cut You Up Hoshina, rocking the number 10 Wyvern suit. Matsumoto is out here letting everyone know that the suits are all going to be unique and they all look dripped out. I mean, look at the tail that is attached to Hoshina's armor. We all know that tail is going to do something crazy. We're just waiting to see what it is. If Hoshina, and I'm going to call it now, if Hoshina gets access to that one move that number 10 did when he first showed up, where he flicked his finger and nearly killed him, that would be absolutely insane, man. Anyway, this was another W chapter for Kaiju. If I had to rate it, I would give it about an 8 or a 9, probably 8. Matsumoto is still clearly in that early point of a big shonen battle arc setup, where he's trying to put all of the pieces into position before the real battles start going down. We've still got to see where Hoshina, Reno, Iharu, Aoi, Haruichi, and the GOAT, Kafka, end up on the battlefield, as well as how Kaiju number 9 continues to place all of his mooks around the field. That'll likely be what's next, so I'm excited, and I'm just going to have to wait to see what Hoshina can do with a wild card like number 10, maybe trying to take over his body or something. Anyway, that'll be all. If you made it this far, then thanks for clicking on the video, and if you like this type of content, then hit the thumbs up to get this video noticed. Subscribe and click the bell so that you never miss an upload. I will catch you guys on the next video. God bless. Peace.